Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook on Wednesday 22nd of November. This is Kim speaking. Okay, so looking at the euro dollar, and well, yesterday we followed through in a lower high, lower low. It did end up with a little doji candle. Just wondering, it's just having a bit of a bounce from that yesterday's low there still. Just wondering whether this 50 MA is going to hold on the dailies there, or whether we'll see a bit of a bounce now. So, sort of a key point in my theory of it running further south. So if it does push up beyond maybe the 4 hour 34, as I say, perhaps we're going to get a bigger correction. It has been slow, but we'll see. Short term, we've just sort of run into those couple of different key moving averages are pretty close, and we're on the underside of the weekly pivot at this point. So there is the possibility that could be it. If it's not, well, as I said, I'd be looking more on the long side. Now the range today is pretty tight. Yesterday we pretty much got stuck in a very tight old range out 45 pips. So wouldn't be surprised if it sticks into that sort of zone. There's nothing too significant for the euro, although we've got the autumn statement coming out for the pound later. So let's have a look at the pound. And that's coming out at 12:30 today, if my memory serves me right. So looking at what we got here, now it's been sort of sitting around this 50-day moving average there, trying to break. It looks at some point, I mean, it has broken. Just not managed to close outside it yet. And now today it's pushing up this morning once again. Perhaps this time it's still got these higher lows, higher highs on the 4 hourly. Still looking much more bullish than the euro at the moment. But we could see some corrections. And what with the speech today, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't consolidate for quite a bit of the morning, unless we have any selling coming into or buying, come to think of it, coming into the budget speech. Dollar yen. So it found the underside of the daily 50 too much, rolled over, and it's continued rolling over this morning through the Asian session, running now down towards that daily 200. Now I was looking at looking in the bigger time frame here. On the weekly time frame, it's just about to put some sort of pivot swing in there, so the strength that we're seeing here could continue through. I'll just see how it runs through this morning. It is coming back down to sort of double bottom territory. It'll be interesting to see how it reacts accordingly. Now last time it consolidated around those lows there, looked like it was going to pitch lower at any one stage because of just the patterns that was going on here, but I managed to recover from here at the moment. Well, coming back to test those lows, maybe this time it'll roll. As I said, I'd be watching that previous low area of 111.95 just to see if it bounces or manages to run through this time. It does look, as I say, rather weak at this point. Aussie dollar took a bit of a bounce yesterday. Just from now, just got back to the weekly pivot basically, and now, put in what looks to me like never quite made a proper divergence here, but maybe it looks like a bit of divergence, not proper divergence, but there's a bit of divergence looking on those tops there, and certainly looks like it was on the hourly. But saying that, it's possibly worked itself out all the way back to the daily pivot, finding support on the 34. Got the potential to run up from here. We'll see. It has been the weakest one. I'm sort of wary of upside on it. It may have just sort of had that sort of correction it needed. Just come back to the hourlies there. Well, it's a line in the sand. If it does start breaking the 50, I'll look at it more on the short side. Okay, and finally the Canadian dollar. So Canadian dollar's been hand railing that trend line for all this time. At the moment it looks like it wants to have a proper break of that trend line, but say that, and it may just find some support. It's still, or from a 4 hourly perspective, hasn't put a high in yet or lower low. It's in real terms, it's still pushing up in the bigger picture here with these higher lows mostly, and higher highs. So we'll see. It's an interesting point will be this monthly pivot, really very pivotal today, as it may be. So there you go. As I say, main data out this afternoon. I believe there's some US data coming out there as well in the afternoon, but called durable goods, if my memory serves me right. Sorry, I can't get to my Forest Factory at the moment. In fact, I just switched it onto another machine just to check where we are today. Yep, durable goods at 1:30. Sorry, my system took a little bit longer to open as expected then. And we got the FOMC meeting minutes at 7 p.m. this afternoon. So there you go. Have a great one. Bye for now.